Good afternoon. The Board of Zoning and Adjustments of the City of Decatur is now in session. You are before the Board of Zoning and Adjustments today seeking special consideration to an ordinance based on special conditions, or the literal enforcement of an ordinance will result in an unnecessary hardship for you, or there's been an error in the enforcement of the ordinance. It will require 4 favorable votes from the board to approve any request presented today. Please come forward when your name is called and state your name, address, and what you would like this board to do. All cases will be called in the docketed order. Once your case has been heard, you are free to leave. Please call the roll.
Delaney Dean.
Here.
Flora Gonzalez.
Here.
Tom Cole.
Here.
Mark Curry.
Here.
Chester Harris.
Here.
Are there any corrections to the minutes of the last held meeting?
No corrections.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Please call the first case.
Application to appeal of Donald Gardner to conform as closely as possible in the opinion of the board from section 25-14A4, a 2,600 square feet lot size variance from section 2510.10.2A, and a 10-foot lot width variance from section 2510.10.2F to construct a new single-family dwelling. Property is located at 729 Church Street Northwest in R3 residential single-family district.
Mr. Garter,
Yes, ma'am.
you'll come forward to the podium and state your name and address and what you're looking for from us.
My name's Donald Garner. The address is
Seven 29 Church Street.
yes, ma'am, Church 729 Church Street. I'm trying to get approved to have a home built. The home is for my daughter, and I have her here with me. And tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a veteran. I've been working at my job 20 years, and I promised my daughter I was going to build her home there. And she's 10 years old, and like I said, I just want the best for my daughter. And I just talked to the inspector gentleman here. He said I'd have to get a variation, and I'm just trying to do everything I could do to make that happen because I'm trying to build this home for my daughter.
Are there questions from the board?
Mr. Garner, it's been brought to our attention that you already have 2 dwellings on that property, and those dwellings did you get a variance for those dwellings? Accessory structures.
No, sir. This is the first time I've bought some property like that, and all it was a storage building. And, I didn't know, to be honest with you. And when I got the violations, the notice from the city, I tried to do everything I could to follow the law appropriately. But my main plan was I was planning on building a house there anyway. It's just this made me move ahead and try to do it faster to abide by the law.
Are there questions from the board?
Do you know what you're building on that now, or what you're proposing to build on it as a single-family dwelling?
A single-family dwelling. I'm planning on just building a 1,000 square feet home. And I already have a builder that I'm in contact with, a company called Builders Are Us. And he said once I get the approval, he's ready to start building for me.
Do you have a survey with that proposed building on it?
Yes, sir. I have it right here.
I don't see the one with your proposed house on it. Is it?
No, I don't have the proposed house yet. I was trying to get the approval first, sir.
Okay. Are you going to be able to make the setbacks?
Yes, sir.
Does anybody else want to see that?
I think that's what we've got in our packets. I'll tell you my personal issue is without having a survey with the house drawn on it, we don't know, exactly what you're building, and we don't know if you would have to come back again to get more variances for the different, front yard setbacks, rear yard setbacks. Without the lines of the house, we don't know what those variances would be.
Okay.
I would suggest you get your survey with your house on it, so that you know you're not having to come back every month. I think, I'll speak for all of us, y'all can disagree with me. I think we're all for new construction and building a house on an empty lot. I know it's a small lot, so you would have to, get the approval to build a house on that small lot. But I think the issue for me, and probably my peers here, is that without seeing the drawing of the house, we don't know what else would be entailed, as far as variances.
Okay.
Again, y'all speak up if I'm not describing that accurately.
My builder said that he told me whatever I need, and I can have that for you. I can probably get that for you a couple of days.
Okay, and it's not in compliance now. The lot is not in compliance now. You have the accessory structures on it now.
Yes, sir.
Not in compliance.
But like I said, I was planning on building the home there anyway. I just had to move steadfast when I started getting the violation codes. And all this is new to me. I didn't mean to break the law by any means. And if I could go back, I would come ask for approval. But I'm trying to get everything in order and do things the right way.
And we appreciate that. All right, any other questions from the board? Are there any comments from the public?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you'll step to the side and let them come up to the pulpit. Y'all would come up and state your name and address as well.
Hello, my name is Franzetta Jones, and I have property on 714 Church Street Northwest, okay? And that's a block on the 700, and most of the homes there was left either by our parents or our grandparents. So the home that I have is like probably 80-something years old. Mr. Gardner has a lot to the right of my property, and I'm concerned about the protection of my property. Okay, because my home was vandalized, and I do have a copy of the police report. Since he's had the two lots on Church Street, there's loud music all day, every day, sometimes. People have walked all over my property, has sat on my front porch with open containers. I've had to get a fence around my property. I've had to get cameras around my property. I've had to get locks on my gate. And you should not have to do that to your property. I mean, it's like this person has control over a whole block, and we have never had any problems like this before. So I'm just saying, I've tried to get a solution. I talked to Mr. Billy Jackson, and he advised us to go to the mayor. My husband, Ms. Cannon, and I went and talked to the mayor to try to see if we could get increased police control. And it's like we're trying to do the right thing, but it's like the more we try to do, the more out of hand the situation is getting. And like, I'm too old. So if you can't have peace in your own house, I don't know where else you can have it. So I'm just saying, there is a lot of stuff that goes on Church Street also, too, that we're trying to get rectified. And I'm just saying, maybe you guys could consider not giving him this variance because, we have to live through this every day. So.
All right, are there
Thank
any other
you.
comments from the public?
Hi, I'm Saboria Cannon. We're on two properties at my mom's house, 726 Church Street, and my grandparents who died at the lot is 727, which is adjacent to him. We've had several meetings on May 25th, 2023. We had a meeting with Ted Bowden. He was out of town on June 16, 2023. Text me on May 25th, 2023. I had Officer Sean Hudson came out and patrolled the area on June 16th. Again, there was loud noise and stuff. And during all this time, I had a sick mother. My sister had open heart surgery on May the 3rd, and I was their caregiver. The noise never ceased. I brought Alan Stover, David Lee, and Troy Mosley. All have been out and have been involved. We're asking that you deny this variance because if this is allowed, it's going to only get worse. Thank you.
Any other comments from the public? And then I'll let you speak again.
Good afternoon. I am Frances Tate, representing CEOTA, which is 501c3 nonprofit. The CEOTA Board is developing the Decatur Scottsboro Board Civil Rights Museum on Church Street and the corner of Grove Street and Sycamore Street Northwest. With the assistance of Senator Orr and other state, local, and county leaders, we have already invested over $2 million in renovation, with an additional $1.7 million awarded last week for the property in order to leave legacies for the 9 Scottsboro boards and Judge James E. Horton. Also, the city has been awarded a transportation grant of $18 million to improve sidewalks, light, construct and erect historical markers, handicap ramps, and other improvement in order to connect the Sam Bike Trail and the Singing River Trail to the Old Town community, which is a huge step for the Old Town community and the city of Decatur. These 2 projects will preserve history and promote tourism. There has to be boundaries, rules, and regulations for all of us. We cannot afford or allow any citizen to engage in nuisance activities in the Old Town community or any part of our city. These activities need to be eliminated now because we want our city to strive and prosper. The Civil Rights Museum, I don't have to give you numbers. You know what a Civil Rights Museum would be to the city of Decatur. Pertaining to the above property, we are asking that the BOZA Board deny the request. And also, you know that there's illegal accessory buildings on the property. So I want to thank you for your time and all the work you do for the city of Decatur. Thank you.
Any other comments from the public? All right, Mr. Gardner, if you would, yes, come back to you.
The property that I have is not the best neighborhood. The last couple of years, I've been working 2 jobs, ma'am. I've been at my job 20-some years. I don't stay there. I might come there for 1 or 2 days out the month, but my home is not there. I'm trying to build this home for my daughter. And I've met this lady here in the blue shirt one time. She came over there and she said, "Hey, Mr. Garner." She didn't introduce herself or anything. I said, "Hey, how are you doing?" She said, "My home was broken into." I said, "If anything, I'm going to look out for you," because I said, I wouldn't want my home to be broken into. I've always been cordial, always been nice. Miss Wynn or Soroya, what's her name? I've heard of her many times, but she knows that her brother them sit out there all day from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. I work 2 jobs. I don't have time to. I'm not the troublemaker. They know who the troublemaker is, but it's not me. I don't have time. If you can run my record, you can see I stay at work all the time, but they're trying to blame me. I'm not the problem.
All right, I guess I'm gonna kind of put a closure to this on both sides. I appreciate y'all's concerns. I appreciate your concerns. All that we have the ability to do has nothing to do with activities, behaviors, nuance. I mean, I agree. I don't want those things going on in my neighborhood, wherever they're being caused, but that is not a BOZA thing. All that's coming before BOZA is the request to build a house on this lot that is smaller than, by definition, than is required to build a house on. So that is what we are voting on today. I just wanted to...
Can I say one more thing? And I've never got no ticket for no noise or anything. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I go to work every day to take care of my family. And I don't understand. I'm a little offended after I'm a veteran, served my country, and from he say, she say, just because a neighbor don't like me,
Again,
They telling me,
I
you
understand
know,
both sides, and I
so-
don't want to get into a neighborly.
I say, I've never even got a ticket, I haven't got a ticket for noise or anything.
I said, I understand, and all that's been recorded on both sides, but like I said, what is coming before BOZA today is the request to build a house on the lot. We've done comments from the public, comments from the building department.
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
Yeah, all for infield, we already discussed that, as we already know. But it does, we have potential that a bike trail could be coming down here. And we have to keep that in mind when y'all make this decision. That we gotta keep this neighborhood clean. There's a lot of investment coming within this area right now. With the Ciota Group and with the bike trail, it's a lot of investment. And so with that being said, this neighborhood needs to be a good neighborhood. People are gonna be potentially more open to the public, people riding through here. And it's hard to grant a variance when you're already out of compliance. Not saying it can't be granted in the future, but you definitely have to realize that that's the precedent that you're setting. When you set, not having set up, giving them permission to do something when they're already out of compliance. And so with that being said, it's hard for me to recommend passing the variance at this time without more information and without the setbacks. Is another thing. The structures that's already on there and reducing this lot, how the setbacks are going to be met, even with a 1,000 square foot home. I would just like to see that and how it will be met. And you may have to get, I think it's best to look at this all comprehensively as in granting all the variances one. Not just giving you a lot variance, then you come back with a potential setback variance and a potential accessory structure variance. And with the size of these accessory structures, more than likely you will need some kind of variance. So with that being said, that's the plain perspective from it.
Okay. Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion? Motion to vote.
I'll make a motion to vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Delane Dean,
No.
Mark McCurry,
No.
Chester Ayers,
No.
Tom Holt,
No.
Flora Gonzalez.
No. You have not been approved today. That does not mean you can't get your builder to do you a survey with, the
With the
layout of the
setbacks.
house and then fill out another application and bring that back.
Okay. So I had to wait another month, next Tuesday to do it and do that. You only hold the meeting every
We hold this
Tuesday.
as the last Tuesday of each month. I don't know what the deadline is
It's the 10th.
for applications.
Yeah, the 10th.
Okay,
And then the case is heard the last Tuesday.
okay.
So you need to have a survey, everything that you're going to submit, plan, survey, and I guess getting compliance with the accessory building, maybe remove those. That's a condition. Anyway, that's what you'd have to have everything together for the 10th.
Okay.
Wish you the best. All right, please call the next case.
Application appeal of River City Pentecostal for a six-space parking variance from section 25-16(2)B to construct a new church. Property is located at the southeast corner intersection of 14th Avenue Northwest and 5th Street Northwest in an R4 residential multi-family district.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Jackson McNally. I'm an engineer with P. Wright McNally. I'm here representing River City Pentecostal Church, a proposed church development at the corner of 5th Street and 14th Avenue, and we're requesting a 6-space parking variance from the current ordinance. The current ordinance with the proposed seating for the church is 20 spaces, and we currently have 14.
Questions from the board?
Is there yet a seating plan for the sanctuary?
I'm sorry?
A seating plan for the sanctuary?
No, sir. It'll be movable seats. Yes, sir.
I guess my question is, where are you going to park? If you have, how big is the congregation, and in the event that everybody shows up, is it more than 14 cars?
Yes, ma'am. 100 is the proposed seating in the church. The average is below that, of course. We show 14 parking spaces alongside the frontage of the parcel. It could provide 8 to 10 additional parking spaces without affecting the frontage of other homes in the area. So we believe there is sufficient parking for this development.
So 8 to 10 without parking in front of the neighbors?
Yes, ma'am.
But on the street?
Yes, sir.
All right. Other questions from the board? Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
No comment.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion to vote?
Motion is approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Laura Gonzalez,
Yes.
Tom Pope,
Yes.
Elaine Dean,
Yes.
Mark Curry,
Yes.
Chester Harris.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please call the next case.
Application appeal Frank Menendez for a variance from section 25-21 to construct an accessory structure without a main structure. Property has a parcel ID of 13-0203-4-000-001.004. It's located in the R2 residential single-family district.
Hello, my name is Francisco Hernandez. Do y'all need my residence address or where I live or the place that I'm asking to?
Do your residence.
My residence, 3705 Montclair Road, Decatur, Alabama. We're looking for a variance to build an accessory structure without the primary residence being there. The plan is to build the primary residence in the next couple of years or so. We're just simply going to use this building that we currently want to build for storage, building material storage of our personal things and stuff like that. We just aren't ready to build the primary residence at this time.
Questions from the board?
How firm is your 2-year construction on the main dwelling?
What was that? I'm sorry.
How committed are you to the 2-year construction? You mentioned about 2 years.
Oh, very committed. I mean, it's going to be a primary
Can
residence.
you be more precise with that date?
As soon as a current residence is sold. So we're currently living in another residence, so once that residence is sold, we're going to start building. So we're hoping in the couple of years. The house is currently up for sale.
And you do know that wherever you construct, it's not shown on the survey that I see the proposed location for this 80 by 100.
Yes, sir.
It'd have to be in the rear yard. So wherever you're planning to put your house, it'll have to be 5
Yes, sir.
foot from that rear yard plane.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so when you say rear yard, you mean like behind the house? I mean, that's what you mean,
Yeah,
right? You
behind
drive
the-
up
If
and...
you took the plane of the house and extended it to the side property lines, it has to be behind
Okay.
that area.
Understand it's a big piece of property.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you planning on putting the storage building at the back
At
of
the
the
back,
property?
yes.
Okay.
So what'll be the use of this building, this proposed building, this 80 by 100 building?
Storage, really. Vehicles.
No business will be ran out of it?
No.
And I will say, even though I said it's not up to us to determine what happens on a property, if it is granted, it is simply for storage.
Yes.
You know, it's not for gatherings, picnics. It's to be used as a storage building
For your personal?
for your personal use until, you know, you can build a house and it just becomes part of the neighborhood or of the lot.
Now, that, I mean, if we do have like a family gathering, that doesn't mean we can't like have family there, right? Or does, I mean, what, like, I mean, I'm not gonna rent it out to somebody else to use, but I mean, I'm assuming that's what you mean. Okay.
You can have a family gathering on your property. It cannot become a party place. It cannot become an entertainment.
Yes,
It's a storage building.
I understand.
It needs to be to your neighbors that it's a storage building and being used for storage.
Yes. Just a garage, really.
Correct. All right, any other questions from the board? Comments from the public? Comments from the building department?
No comment.
Comments from the planning department?
Yeah, I just wanted to be on the record that this is located on South Kensington Way
Yes.
in Dunbar, one of our nicest subdivisions. You only got a huge lot, but we also don't want this to be used as commercially. We want this to be used residentially, and we want this to be, like Tom said, your personal stuff. And we don't want this to be a lot that turns into just your storage.
Oh, no, I mean, as some of y'all know, we have an office on Old Trinity Road where we keep all our commercial stuff, and we have a shop on 90 Minor Road where we keep our actual equipment. So no, this isn't what this is used for. This is for personal residence, and I can promise you my dad doesn't want any equipment there.
Can there be a time frame on when the house can be there? Or?
2.5 years, what I was thinking about.
2.5 years. Yes. And if for some reason we don't make that time frame, another variance.
Yeah.
Did we put it as 2.5 years from the time their existing residence is sold, since that's a condition that you said you're waiting to sell
Yes,
your
I mean,
house?
the house is up for sale. It's just,
Yeah, because if he's building the building right now, there's finances to build this building. That could be building a house instead. So I feel like it needs to be from today. Because if he doesn't ever sell the house, then there's never, his building will be out there indefinitely. I think you need, and quite frankly, it's going to be very hard to enforce to remove a building if the house isn't there. So it's not something that I would, generally, people build the house first and don't come this direction. So that's why variances aren't granted a lot in this way, because of the fact that they're building a building, but it's not the residence. And generally, that's the order that you build them in. So it's not, it's contrary to what we expect and what the ordinance says.
You always run into the predicament of they come into a financial woe and cannot build the house. And so now you have a accessory structure.
Yeah,
you know, a large accessory structure, correct.
So you feel 2.5 years or 30 months would be a reasonable, you can do that, meet this?
that's what I hope at least.
Public testimony is now closed. There being no further comments, this appeal is presented to the board for its ruling. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve it submitted with one condition, that from today's date, the primary residence would be built in 2.5 years or 30 months.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please call the roll.
Chester Harris.
Yes.
Mark Curry.
Yes.
Elaine Dean.
Yes.
Tom Holt.
Yes.
Flora Gonzalez.
Yes.
You have been approved.
Thank y'all very much. Have a good afternoon.
Is there any new business to be discussed? And can I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.